meeting this afternoon. We are now back in our session, our meeting, and I would like to recognize our Assistant Secretariat for the next item on our agenda.
Our first item on this afternoon session on this agenda is adoption of Association Rules of Orders, Robert's Rule of Order.
Discuss our rules. May I ask Chairman Carl
Thank
to
you,
move
Mr.
for a
President.
motion for discussion?
If I may, with respect to the item in our agenda this morning, I understand that our agenda also serves as our calendar for our proceedings this afternoon. For that reason, Mr. President, I respectfully move for the adoption of the rules of this august body.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The ayes carry. So, is there any discussion on the rules? Chairman Carl?
Mr. President, thank you for once again allowing me the floor. For purposes of colleagues' information, there's a document that's passed out which contains the table of content of the rules that have been adopted. Because of the voluminous rules that have been worked on by our staff, on top of the table of contents reads the web page for the rules and procedure. And I would like to defer your attention to the web address. With respect to the rules, being similar to our legislative rules and procedures for each of our respective legislatures, I trust that we will all be already familiar with these rules. With this said, Mr. President, I defer the floor to members who would like to share their views on this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Carl. Any discussion on the rule? As mentioned by Chairman Carl, the proposed rule on table is the Robert Rules of Order. If there's no further discussion, I recognize for a motion to close and adopt the rules of procedure.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Aye, carry. So, our rules of order will be the Robert Rules of Order. Thank you. For our next item on agenda, I will also recognize our Assistant Secretary, Ms. Edward.
Our next item is adoption of agenda.
So we can go into discussion. May I recognize Chairman Carl?
Thank you once again, Mr. President, for allowing me the floor. I have the honor of moving for the adoption of the agenda being placed before honorable members.
Is there a second? With that said, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The ayes carry. Any discussion on the agenda? In front of us is the proposed agenda. Once we adopt it, it's going to be our permanent agenda. In case there is amendments to it from the respective delegates.
Mr. President, if I may, having heard none from honorable colleagues, I respectfully move for the adoption of our agenda.
Thank you. Before I recognize that motion, may I just suggest that under introduction of rules, we inject miscellaneous under introduction of rules. So there will be, time for miscellaneous messages from the delegates.
So moved, Mr. President.
With that said, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion is adopted. Our proposed agenda with the changes of miscellaneous being included is adopted as our permanent agenda. Thank you. Next item on our agenda, I will recognize Ms. Edward.
Our next item is discussion of ALL4US Charter and possible amendments to text.
I'd like to recognize Chairman Carl for motion to discuss.
Mr. President, thank you once again for allowing me to take the floor on the matter of our charter. I have the honor and privilege of offering ALL4US Resolution number 1-GA-01 with the aim of amending our charter for the unity of the states pertaining to the section on amendments to the charter. I trust that copy of this resolution has been disseminated to honorable members. If I may request for a discussion on this resolution. Thank you, Mr. President.
Chairman, are you referring to resolution number 1-GA-01?
Yes, Mr. President.
May I ask that you move for a motion for discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. Being placed on our agenda, I would like to move for the discussion of said resolution.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. So, any discussion on the proposed resolution number AGA-01? I believe the copy of the resolution is with all the senators. I will yield the floor to Senator Carr for general discussion.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. ALL4US Resolution number 1-GA-01 offers a minor edit to our charter, specifically on Article 14 under amendments. On page 2 of the resolution, line 4, after association, to include members. As indicated in the resolution, members is underlined. In addition, line 5, where it states, shall be submitted to the chairman of the association prior to, at, or during. That proposed amendment is indicated as being underlined, or during. I trust that the amendment being offered adds flexibility to this important charter. Being a charter that is a first of its kind, I think we must acknowledge that it should be an organic charter, which will allow members to offer amendments until such time that we are all confident that the charter reflects the true sense of all of us. And in the spirit of unity which brings together this association, I would like to respectfully ask for the adoption of this resolution. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Chairman Carl, Senator Carl. Any discussion from the Speaker and President Coney? If no other discussion from President of Senate and Speaker of respective state, that I recognize somebody for a motion to close debate and adopt resolution number 1GA-01.
Second.
A motion has been made and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The ayes carry. So, proposed resolution, All4US resolution number 1-GA-01, it's been adopted. Any other discussion on the charter? If not, I ask that the motion be entertained for close and adoption of our article of All4US as amended. Any other amendments to the article of All4US from the other principles? Chairman Carr.
Thank you, Mr. President. With respect to the charter, I move that we close discussion on the matter.
A motion has been made. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The ayes carry. So the proposed amendment will be incorporated in our Article of Association of the Legislatures for the Unified Four States. May I ask that we vote on the adoption as changed? All in favor of the motion to adopt with the amendment to our Article of Association of the Legislature leaders of the Fourth Unified State. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. The ayes carry. So we have adopted this, our article of the Association of the Legislatures, or All4US, as amended, proposed by Pohnpei. I believe this is a good proposal This way, we can always amend our Article of Association. With that being taken care of, I ask that we move down to item on our next agenda. I will also recognize Ms. Edward.
The last item on the agenda is introduction of resolutions.
The last item on our agenda is the introductions of resolution. I believe there are resolutions prepared by each delegation. If those resolutions are ready, I ask that it be hand-delivered to our secretary of our ALL4US, so she and the assistant can disseminate it to all the senators. I'll ask that we take a few minutes break so we can have those resolutions ready and passed on to the senators. introductions of resolution. So with the understanding that we have placed all the resolutions under the introduction of resolution calendar. With resolution number 2 being the first, I will recognize the Assistant Secretariat to read out the resolution before I recognize Pohnpei delegation.
ALL4US Resolution Number 1GA-202, a proposal for a resolution seeking nationwide recognition of the proper allocation of Compact of Free Association grants among the 5 sovereign governments of the FSM as decided in the ARNCO Accords of 2023 for adoption.
Thank you. This resolution is introduced by Pohnpei delegation. So for discussion, I'll recognize Chairman Carl for motion to discuss resolution.
Thank you, Mr. President. In accordance with your ruling, with the understanding that certain resolutions have been placed on our agenda, I now have the honor, and on behalf of your Pohnpei delegation, move for discussion on ALL4US Resolution Number 1GA-02.
There's a motion. Is there a second? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Any discussion on the resolution 1-GA-02? Senator Carl?
Thank you, Mr. President. The content of the resolution speaks for itself, which seeks the nationwide recognition of the proper allocation of Compact of Free Association grants among the 5 sovereign governments of the FSM as decided in the ARNCO Accords of 2023. I think we all share the view that the accord remains in effect, as evident in the endorsement or signatories of that agreement. And we maintain that in order to have a fair distribution of compact funds, not only our national government, but also the states and those entities tasked to ensure that the distribution formula is in line with the sentiments of the 5 governments. That we all honor that agreement. The timing of this resolution is important because, in effect, the ARNCO agreement is similar to agreements that laid the groundwork for the distribution formula in Compact 1 and Compact 2. It is the hope of the Pohnpei delegation that not only our brothers from the state of Chuk, Yap and Kushai will honor that agreement, but also those who represented our National Congress and our national government in the creation of that accord. With this said, Mr. President, your Pohnpei delegation understands that this distribution formula, if maintained, will remain the distribution formula for the next 20 years. And our belief that the adoption of this resolution, if this August body so approves, the timing is very important. We are entering the second budget year for the new compact. For Pohnpei State, with respect to sector or compact sector funding, our budgets are formulated in accordance with what they call control numbers. In our examination of the control numbers that's been sent to us, it does not carry what was agreed to in the Angel Accord. For this reason, Mr. President, on behalf of your Pohnpei delegation, I respectfully request for the adoption of this resolution. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Chairman Carl, for the introduction of this resolution. Any other discussion by the principals of each delegation?
Chairman.
Honorable Speaker Mirzai.
Yes, thank you. And I acknowledge and thank my good colleagues on the discussion of the resolution number 2. It is true, and I think the other states will share the same with Chuk State in terms of our shortfall within the compact sector. Yes, we're very grateful of the slight increase of the new 2023 amended compact for the next 20 years. But for us in the state of Chuk, as we calculated, especially on the big sectors such as education, it's a very small amount of increase, whereas the sector educational grant is just incorporated into the whole education grant. So in support of this resolution that was introduced, I join my good colleague in begging the Assembly and the other our good colleagues for the adoption and passage of this resolution. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker Mirzai. Any other discussion? Honorable Speaker Philip.
Thank you very much, Speaker Yamaguchi. I join the speaker from the state of Chuk, thanking Senator Ricky Carl and the Pohnpei State delegation for introducing this resolution. I included in my opening statement that we all feel the dismay over the fact that our Congress unilaterally decided not to honor the formula that was set forth after all of the expenses associated with the meetings leading up to the decision that reflected the numbers in the formula. And so we support this resolution, especially the first resolve clause to convey our disappointments. However, I wish to seek clarification on the second resolve clause. Do I read it correctly to mean that we're asking that what the authorities that may be, that there may be, allow that each of the states come up with their proposals for comeback funding, regardless of any formula that may be in place, whether it be the congressional formula set by the Public Law 23-30, so long as that state can justify its use of the comeback refunding. Am I reading this right?
Thank you, Speaker Philip. Chairman Carl.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm encouraged by the positive reaction by my good honorable colleague from Chuk, Speaker Mersai, with respect to the query from my honorable colleague from Pusrai. Simply what the resolution is asking for is that we all honor the Arangel Accord, to which all of our leaders, national and state leadership, agreed to in 2023. Nothing more.
Thank you for the clarification, Chairman Carl. Any more discussion?
So,
Speaker?
what we're basically asking is that that Congress honors what has been agreed to in the. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Speaker Philip. Honorable Speaker Tukalar Wang.
Thank you. If I may, Mr. President, with all the previous speaker, with respect to this resolution, I may be wrong, but the Ergel agreement, it stated that we should be reviewing this agreement within 2 years by observing all the costs that may be associated with the national and the state and see where we are. And one issue is we have not finished the audit. So sometimes we want to move forward, but there is things that either national or the state has to do in order to match those figures and know where we are. Furthermore, it was agreeable that 8% or 10% should be deducting from, but then it was, or yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been a while, and when the hair is start falling apart, your mind still also, that is why we have all the technical people to assist us. And so we have to, seriously, we have a lot of things that needs to be done. We have the other to look at and see where we are. We have, but I think sometimes, as I mentioned it this morning, we push here and there, but the bottom line is we all serve the same constituents. So sometimes we need to massage what we think is better for the people, to make sure that we do what is right. We know that President did what he has to do within his mandate, but he was overrode. So what we should do, it is us and the congressmen, and I believe, with all due respect, and I mentioned this morning, Kusai and Yap has a small delegation at Congress. Pohnpei and Chuk do have a lot, but that's where we should all be working. We need to work with those people because we share a constituents that they want to be in control of giving them what they need, and we all also want to give them what we need, what they need, but they're at the national government and we're at the state. So how best we can work together is something that I try to emphasize this morning in my opening statement, but English is my second language, so it may not come out very clear, but we need to work together under the word South Spanish. So again, with all due respect, and I agree with Chairman Finance Carol and all Speaker Marsai and Speaker Philip, but how best? That's something that I cannot really say because I don't have a solution to it. But I think the more we work together with them, the better we can move forward. At times, we lose to win. I don't know how to do it, but I kind of try to refer to the little that Father Kavanaugh taught me. Sometimes you lose to win. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker Ficalar-Wang. Any more discussion on the
Thank you, Mr.
resolution?
President.
Chairman Pahrek?
Thank you for, once again, giving me the floor. In respect of the sentiments expressed by my good colleague from YAP, the resolutions passed by anybody, a legislative body in this case, will create the pathway necessary to dialogue with our national government leadership. And I think passage of this resolution will echo prior resolutions that have been sent to our national government by our respective legislative bodies. In the creation of this august body, I think it is fitting that we bring to the table those issues that are of common interest to all of us, which impacts the constituency that we serve. And I understand that the formula that was agreed to in the Angel Accord, they arrived at 8% when they considered annual budgets for the national government and our 4 sovereign respective states. They agreed to 8%. After they endorsed the Angel Accord, 2 days later, when the national law that will carry the sentiments of the Angel Accord was passed, somehow 8% was changed to 10%. I think it's proper for all for us to adopt this resolution to once again commit ourselves to agreements that we have agreed to. Most importantly, the Angel Accord. When it was signed in YAP, it was not signed in a field. It was not signed in the legislature chamber. It was signed in the men's house. Symbolic that when island men agree to something, they don't change their minds. And I think that will be the hallmark of all for us. When we agree to something, unless we agree to change it, we will commit ourselves to that agreement. Honorable Speaker from YAP State Legislature, in listening to your kind remarks, I gather that you're in support of this, but would like to have further dialogue with our national government leadership. Adoption of this resolution, I believe, will create that pathway, will allow us to sit down with them and discuss further how we can resolve this issue and take us back to that important agreement, the Umbrella Accord. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Chairman Carl. Any more discussion on this resolution? Honorable Speaker Tucker Lang Wang.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President, and thanks to Chairman Ricky Carl. It's just that that I don't agree with this resolution, but we try to see all angle of the resolution, and when we push here, and if what we should be doing next, and I like what you say, we introduce this, pass it, and we work with them as we share the same constituent times. We feel that we're with the people, and we should be working closely with them, but at times we see that we're all human, we should say that. So again, thank you, and I appreciate all the things that you say about our algorithm from the beginning all the way to now. And perhaps this is the best thing that we should do together, and then work along after we pass this resolution. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Speaker. Any more discussion on this resolution? If not, any motion for close and adoption of resolution?
Mr. President, if I may, in respect of the encouraging and positive reactions from my honorable colleagues, I move for closure of discussion.
All in favor of the motion to close discussion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carry. Main motion.
Mr. President, on behalf of the Pohnpei delegation, I would like to respectfully move for the adoption of ALL4US resolution number 1GA-02.
It's been motion made, seconded. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carry unanimously. ALL4US resolution number 1-GA-02 has been adopted by this assembly of ALL4US. Any other resolution?
ALL4US resolution number 1GA-03, a proposal for a resolution respectfully requesting United Airlines to review and reduce airfare rates to, from, and within the Federated States of Micronesia for adoption.
Thank you, Assistant Secretariat. Please allow me to recognize the President or Speaker for introduction of this resolution. Motion for discussion.
Thank you, and I move for discussion.
Second.
In favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. The ayes carry. So, any discussion, Honorable Speaker Mirzai?
Yes, thank you, Third Interim President. ALL4US resolution number 1GA-03 is not of a new item or matter to be presented to such assembly. And I'm sure that not only the state of Chuk, but the other FSM states would share the same concern. And I further truly acknowledge the long-standing partnership that we have with the United Airlines for providing essential services, transportation services to our federation, our nation. And of course, we do acknowledge that air transportation play a very big role in contribution to our economic growth in the FSM. However, over the past years, we see significant increase or climb of a ladder of airfare cost, not only to the state of Chuk, but across the whole FSM nation, which is from the west all the way to the east. Our tourism industry is still struggling to get back on the regional or world stage, and air transportation plays a really big role in contributing to our economic growth in terms of many. One is the tourism industry. So again, over and over through many platforms, this cry to the airlines that's been servicing our islands been adopted by many assemblies over the past years. And today is the first of this ALL4US General Assembly, and it is truly proper that we bring to the attention of our partner airline what we face over the past years. And as I mentioned in my opening remarks, gathering today is creating a chorus that shouldn't be ignored, and I hope it's not being ignored like the previous one. So, Your Honorable, I hope I speak on our behalf regarding this matter that's been presented to us today. Thank you again.
Thank you, Honorable Mersai. Discussion. Pohnpei delegation, Senator Carr.
President, thank you for once again allowing me the floor. I speak on behalf of your Pohnpei delegation. If you look at our government budgets, there is one budget item that is across the board in all executive, legislative, and even judiciary budgets, and that's travel. We might as well replace travel and put United. If you look at the Pohnpei state budget, about 1/5 of our over $60 million budget is assigned to travel. Collectively, I think we have the leverage to convince United to lower its cost. Meetings like this, without United, we won't be able to gather in the numbers that we have this morning. And so I share the sentiments expressed in this resolution, and on behalf of your Pohnpei delegation, submit our full, unwavering support. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Honorable Senator Carl. Any more discussion on Resolution 1GA03? Yes, Honorable Speaker Mersai.
Thank you again. If I could direct Honorable's attention to page 2, line 18. After it states resolution to be transmitted to if we could treat it as a technical error to strike out the appropriate, that term, it's supposed to be transmitted to the President of the United Airlines Holdings. That phrase, the appropriate, and if we can just treat it as technical error. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker Mirsai. Amendment is well noted, and the staff will make appropriate amendments, striking out the word appropriate. Any other discussion from Koshai? Any discussion on this resolution? If not, then I ask that we move for a motion for closed discussion and adoption of resolution.
Mr. President?
Yes, Honorable Speaker Mirsai.
I move to close discussion.
Second.
All in favor of motion to close discussion on Resolution 1GA03? All in favor, say aye.
A.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes carry. All in favor of Resolution A-GA-03? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carry. We have unanimously adopted ALL4US Resolution 1GA03. Thank you. Any other resolution? Assistant Secretary?
ALL4US Resolution Number 1GA-04, a proposal for a resolution respectfully requesting the Honorable Wesley W. Suminam, President of the Federated States of Micronesia, to share with the 4 states of the FSM any and all information pertaining to the fishing fee revenue collection for adoption.
Kalangan, for discussion, I would like to again recognize Honorable Speaker Mirsai.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for discussion.
Second.
Motion has been made. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. Motion carry. Any discussion? Speaker Mirsai.
Thank you, Mr. Interim President. ALL4US Resolution Number 1GA04 is requesting the Honorable Sibira, President of the FSM, to share the 4 states of any and all information pertaining to the fishing fee revenue collection. Honorable colleagues, I want to acknowledge by extending our gratitude to every single citizen of the FSM on their voice and the decision and the amendment of the FSM Constitution that leads up to the distribution of the our fishing industry revenue. With that, as the states, we feel that the national government should share with all the FSM states any information, any documents pertaining to the fishing fee revenue collection. With much gratitude, over the past 2 or 3 years, we've been receiving our fair share of the revenue fees with just amounts and for which quarter that was collected. I truly believe that with now that the FSM states, along with our national government, are all into with this, that whatever information, documents that is necessary for us to understand our revenue, that it should be transparent to all the FSM states. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker Mirsai, for the explanation on Resolution 1GA04. More discussion, Senator Carr.
Thank you, Mr. President, and I thank my Honorable Speaker from Chuk, House of Representatives, for this very timely resolution. I think all of our legislatures are in a very important month for our fourth regular session of the year, where we consider budgets for the next fiscal year. But before I proceed, I would like to acknowledge and respect Honorable Senator Louie, who is sitting right beside me, as being one of the delegates from Pohnpei to the recent Constitutional Convention, where the amendment relating to the fishing fees was made, and he was a strong proponent of that resolution. Thank you, Senator Louie. In the Pohnpei Constitution, where it concerns budget, we rely on forecasts, and that forecast comes from the executive. Normal tax collection, we can easily work with our relevant departments, agencies, to understand the amount of taxes that will be due to guide our budgetary process. Fishing fee remains something very new, and we share the sentiments expressed by our Chuk delegation. And transparency is important. I think without improving how we share this information, it will remain difficult for us to put in place budgets that will reflect the needs of our constituency. In this regard, Mr. President, and on behalf of the Pohnpei delegation, we submit our full support of this resolution. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Chairman Carl of Pohnpei delegation. Any additional discussion on Resolution 1GA-04? If no more discussion, then I would like to recognize a motion for close and adoption of resolution.
Second.
Motion has been made for close and adoption of Resolution 1GA-04. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion for discussion closed discussion has been adopted. We'll go into the main motion. All in favor of adopting ALL4US resolution number 1-GA-04. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carried. Resolution 1GA-04 is unanimously adopted by this Assembly. Any more resolution?
ALL4US resolution number 1GA-05, a proposal for a resolution urgently requesting His Excellency Wesley W. Simina, the President of the Federated States of Micronesia, to arrange for an in-person meeting with Stephen Savage of the United States Office of Insular Affairs, Field Office in Honolulu, Hawaii, and the leadership of all 4 states in the FSM Project Management Unit, all 4 project management offices, the compact management office, and all appropriate and relevant offices to discuss and determine the implementation of the infrastructure sector funding of the third amended compact and affiliated agreements for adoption.
Kailangan. So we can go into discussion. I would like to recognize the delegation of YAP, Honorable Speaker Larwan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yeah, may I ask for the motion for discussion?
Second.
Motion has been made for discussion, seconded. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. Any discussion? Honorable Speaker Mersai or Honorable Speaker Larwang from the state of Yap. My apologies.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, Speaker Mersai. Yield the floor to me. The resolution number GA-105 or IGA-105 05 simply state what it stated here in this resolution. It's simply some misunderstanding as we at the state level contact the national government. They say Steve Chavez, so this money manager, but we need to come together. We are problem solver, representing the people of this small nation. And if we don't know the right way to maneuver things, and people are sometimes not very truthful, it's a part of us, human being. No wonder why Noah was only put animals on the ark and not human being. So we try to do our best. If there is a problem slowing down things for our people, we need to come together and see how we can improve that. We do have project in the state of Yap that is approved in the second compact, but it's not implemented according to Jemco Air, Steve Chavez. So everybody is pointing here and there, but let's come together with the help of our national government and see how best we can speed up things for our people and our project within the state. And this resolution is pretty much speak to some of the frustration of our fourth state with respect to decentralization and other. We want to be control of what's in the state. And we may need assistance, and we can reach out to the national government, and if they do need, they open the door to the outside world to get us the assistance that we need at the state level. So to say the least, it is just how can we come together and solve this? Let's meet with Steve Chavez and national government give us the best way up soon that we as a state can move forward with and speed up things. Mr. President, thank you. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker Larwan.
Mr. President,
Senator Carl.
thank you for allowing me the floor. Before I move for closure of discussion, I would like to register Pohnpei delegation's association of the content of this resolution. I would like to highlight the portion where it states that the process of implementing the infrastructure of the sector of the third amended compact has been confusing, bewildering, illogical, and nonsensical, especially in implementing the state's infrastructure projects. We share that view in your Committee of Finance in this Pohnpei Legislature. With that, if no more comment, I respectfully move for closure of discussion.
Motion has been made for close and adoption of resolution. Seconded. All in favor of motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carry for closed discussion. All in favor of adopting ALL4US resolution number 1-GA-05. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carry. This Assembly has unanimously adopted ALL4US resolution 1-GA-05. For the sake of time, I ask that you allow me to place ALL4US resolution number 1-GA-06 and
moved.
resolution 1-GA-07. If all have placed these resolutions under the resolution calendar, I would like to recognize the Assistant Secretariat for Resolution 06.
ALL4US resolution number 1-GA-06, a proposal for a resolution affirming the support of the member states of the ALL4US in endorsing the request from the State of Yap to His Excellency Wesley W. Simina, the President of the Federated States of Micronesia, for assistance in the amount of $2 million to help finance Yap State government efforts to ensure the social, environmental, and cultural welfare of the land and the people of the state are protected in view of the United States of America building defense site in Yap State for adoption.
Thank you. In order to discuss this resolution, I would like to recognize Speaker Fikar Larwam for motion to discuss.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to discuss.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carry. Any discussion on the resolution? Honorable Speaker, Speaker Larwam.
Thank you, Mr. President. May I move to discuss this resolution?
Thank you, Speaker Larwam. Motion has been carried. I would like to recognize Honorable Speaker for discussion.
Thank you, Mr. President, and my respect to each and every one of you. I think this is the only resolution that has been mentioned, part of it, in our opening statement this morning. Due simply to the fact that you all know that we have an agreement We're talking about agreement, Erngel agreement, but this is an agreement between the nation, FSM nation, with the United States. Somehow they located YAP to establish what is in the compact. So we certainly need us coming together to make sure the environment and the people would not be so distracted. And if the same project happen or similar to type of project happen in one of the islands, we have this framework established for the military that would be starting in Yemen. So we want to get the experts. We have retained the lawyers because you all know that we don't have capable lawyers. We're very lacking the human resources in Yemen. And the environmentalist specialist. We don't have that. So far the state have spent over 200,000 to retain a firm to assist us with all this military contract, and we also want to get the environmentalist specialist to assist us. But we know for the fact that when we finish, we have a framework that would assist any of the three states if a similar project, if not military, but a project that would deal with mangrove, shoreline, and channel, a reef, because all of these things will be happening in Yemen. And the impact to the people and our very sensitive environment. So therefore, Mr. President, we ask that the national government and not the portion that is given to us in Yemen, because we are the forefront of these things that require to this nation, and YAP is the forefront of it. And I'm sure, and I think some of you would agree with me, that this framework that would put out by the lawyer and the specialist, environmental specialist, would benefit us in the long run. So with all due respect to President Kony, all for us, Yamaguchi, Speaker Marshai, and Speaker Philip, I don't want to sign this alone. I want all of us to sign and give it to our national government as proving to them that we are together, as it's stated in the very only language that I know in Pohnpei, that I say this morning, we're together working forward. So with all due respect to each and every one of you, thank you. And this is all, and I think it's pretty much straightforward. But thank you.
Thank you, Speaker Fukurlawan, for the brief introduction of resolution. Any other discussion? Senator Carl?
Thank you, Mr. President, for allowing me the floor once again. Before I, without reservation, register the support of your Pohnpei delegation, please allow me the privilege to welcome, acknowledge, and honor the presence of the gatekeeper of our coffers, our state treasury, our good director of finance, Mrs. Sina Lawrence, who just joined us this afternoon. And if I may,
thank you, Chairman.
For joining us. I know you just arrived on this afternoon's flight. Mr. President, while your Pohnpei delegation fully support this resolution, and if it pleases my Honorable Speaker from YAP, that all of us sign this resolution, your Pohnpei delegation is ready to associate ourselves with this resolution if it's provided that we bear our signature on it. And I would yield to staff to guide us on how this can be done. That said, Mr. President, with respect to the amount, I think the environmental impact of projects such as this, which impacts not only the terrestrial resources but also the marine resources, I wonder if this amount will be sufficient because the impact will endure. And I understand that the funding that's being requested will be in addition to the normal distribution formula that is being used to provide funding for our 4 state governments. And I can think of many sources that are that may be readily available. I wonder if a thorough assessment can be done so that we can review this number. I'm thinking, you know, the impact of this will be at least for 20 years. I think 1 million per year may not be enough. 2 million that's in the resolution, it's, as I read the resolution, it's not for actual implementation of work needed to protect the environment. It includes the study, cost of consultant, and things like that. But I think the funding that will really be needed is what will be the cost of implementing the work that will mitigate and lessen the impact of this project. In any case, I once again, on behalf of the Pohnpei delegation, submit our full support. And if it's provided where we will add our signature, we will do so. Kailangan, Mr. President.
Kailangan, Chairman. Thank you, Chairman Carr. Additional discussion from Chu Pashay. Honorable Speaker Mursay.
Thank you. And I thank the Honorable Speaker from YAP presenting this very important resolution that will not only benefit the state of YAP, but the entire nation. And extend also my gratitude to the Honorable from the state of Pohnpei and his remarks pertaining to this resolution that will lead to a question that I may, if I can, with setting the amount in light of what Senator Chairman Carl mentioned in this resolution. If we do set an amount here, and I'm not sure if you've already made your estimated cost on all this that will lead up to 2 million, or is there really a figure that, or justification to the figure? Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker Mursay. Speaker Langwang.
Yeah, if I may, Mr. President, and thanks to Speaker Mursay for that comment. Yes, the lawyers that we retain, the state retain now, this is what they're estimating. in this 2 million, and we have already submitted a letter from our acting governor to the national government, to our president, and this is what they told us. And we're still looking around for funding, United Nations and other grants that this firm think we may be, but we asked them before we came to Pohnpei, and this is the amount they told us, 2 million. But they're continue working to reach out to if they may be able to find some money elsewhere. Yeah, but you're very right, and if all of us agree, Mr. President, if we could amend this by adding all the Speaker and President's name on this to show that we're together on this, and we want them to look into it. We want our national government to look into it and assist as to where can we, and not hampering the environment of given under sector to each state, but what else? They can tap to other sources of fund they can tap to, and not jeopardizing what we are eligible under environment. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker Larmon. Any more discussion on Resolution 1GA-06?
Chairman.
Honorable Speaker Philip.
Thank you very much. Speaker Larmon was saying in his statement explaining the purpose of the resolution that he would rather that all the member delegations of the ALL4US signs along with him. I don't see any harm. I'm speaking on behalf of Kochai in doing that, especially after hearing that you still are doing everything possible, looking for other sources. What you're asking our assistance on is to have the President deliver on an apparent promise that he has made some time back. That brings to mind, I overheard that someone, a certain gentleman, some time back also made a promise of $5 million to the state of Yap, but never delivered on it. I see this project as something that will eventually we all in the States will feel the runoffs of. So we will gladly sign along with you to add to the face of the resolution, and hope that the national government delivers on its promise, and that you continue on your efforts seeking other sources to add to you. And I can associate this with I was mentioning in my opening statement that we in Kochai are willing to work with you. I can understand that this effort is to address your problem that we all feel in the States, shortage of funds. So this may be attached to the resolution or a letter that, I think it was a resolution you sent out to the States, and copies of which you sent out to the States, asking the President to help the state of Yap to look into the possible tapping of account 3 of the trust fund. This has to do with shortage of funds, which we all feel in the state. So we will gladly sign endorsing the effort behind this resolution. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Speaker Philip, any more discussion on this
Mr.
resolution?
President,
Senator Carr?
I reiterate your Pohnpei delegation's collective respect to this August party. Having heard the positive reaction from honorable colleagues from Chuk and Koshrai, and with the suggestion by honorable speaker from YAP that we add places for our endorsement to the resolution, and with the understanding that we will adopt this resolution, I move that we delay its adoption to tomorrow to provide time for staff to add where colleagues, honorable members will add their signature. Thank you, Mr. President.
Motion has been made to delay resolution 1GA06 for tomorrow. Is there a second? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carried. All for us resolution number 1GA06 has been delayed for tomorrow. Like to recognize Assistant Secretariat.
All for us resolution number 1GA-07, a proposal for a resolution calling upon the Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia to authorize and facilitate its full membership in the Pacific Inter-Parliamentary Assembly, PIPA, for adoption.
For discussion, I would like to recognize the delegation from Chuk for motion to discuss.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for discussion.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Aye, carry. Discussion. Speaker Marsai.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, good colleagues. All for us resolution number 1GA07, as mentioned, calling upon the Congress of the FSM to authorize and facilitate its full membership in the PIPA, or Pacific Inter-Parliamentary Assembly. As important as this gathering here today, all for us, for the Federation and our nation, we come together on this platform to share issues, challenges that we all face within our nation and our Federation, and share where we can assist each other in a way forward with what's been presented to us within our FSM states. Pacific Inter-Parliamentary Assembly, formerly known as PIBG, or Pacific Island Parliamentary Group, is a similar platform as All for Us, but for the whole Pacific region. The whole South Parliamentary Group, assemblies, are part of this PIPA. Palau, among the Northern Legislative, is part of this assembly. We have issues and agenda that needs to be addressed on a regional level. So many issues such as climate change that can be on the level where leaders across the Pacific region can be in discussion with. And I think and I truly believe that our legislative branch in our national government should be a part of this Pacific Inter-Parliamentary Assembly to bring forth issues and agendas to our neighboring brothers and sisters in the Pacific. Through All for Us, we can address this to our National Congress, and through our National Congress to the whole bigger Pacific region. So I beg the Assembly that we come together here in All for Us, and that chorus that we try to sing can be heard from every corner of this Pacific. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Speaker Mersai, for the introduction and brief explanation on Resolution Number 1 GA-07. Any more discussion? Senator Chairman Carl.
Thank you, Mr. President. As the spokesperson for your Pohnpei delegation, I'm encouraged to hear the wider scope and vision as laid out in this important resolution, reminding us that the significance of ALL4US is not only or is not limited to challenges within our own nation. It includes the challenges that exist beyond our borders. And I'm encouraged that our colleagues, brothers from Chuk, are seeing beyond that horizon. Being an island country, our territorial integrity consists of 99.9% ocean and 0.1% land. We should be worried about what's happening in our ocean. Most of that ocean is beyond our ability to monitor. The activities taking place in that ocean, most of that activity we are not aware of. And so the vision laid out in this resolution provides us with an opportunity to foster partnership with the Pacific region and allow us to work together to respond to our common interests, including, as stated in the resolution, climate change, sustainable development, economic resilience, and maritime security. I think being part of the bigger legislative bodies will add efficacy to why we need to have ALL4US. I may have understated the significance of PIBA, but I trust that in the adoption of this resolution, we will learn more about why it's important for us to work together with our Pacific brothers. Thank you, Mr. President, for allowing me time. And if I may, I would like to respectfully move for closure of discussion on the matter.
There's no more discussion on Resolution 1 GA-07. I will recognize the motion to close and adopt resolution. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carried. Discussion closed. All in favor of adopting ALL4US Resolution Number 1 GA-07. All in favor of adopting this resolution, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carried. This Assembly has unanimously adopted ALL4US Resolution 1-GA-07. Thank you. As I can see in our calendar, that's the last resolution to be introduced. So with that taken care of, we're 10 minutes past 5. So we're just in time. Yeah. So our reception is at 6 o'clock. So I ask that we recess today and then get back together 10 o'clock tomorrow. So may I? Yes, Honorable Speaker Philip.
The delegations may have received in their materials for this first ALL4US assembly meeting a document that is supposedly internal to the Kusai State Legislature. It was a resolution adopted endorsing our attendance at this assembly. Please disregard that. That was a mistake made by our staffs. But at least you know that our coming here is endorsed, right? Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Speaker Philip. Yes, Speaker Rasai.
Yes, thank you. Before we recess and reconvene tomorrow, you mentioned there's still other resolutions can be picked up tomorrow that are not done by today, right?
Yes, we have delayed one resolution for action tomorrow. Yes, and we can also introduce other resolutions tomorrow if there are other resolutions.
Okay, thank you.
If there is no additional discussion, I would like to recognize for a motion for recess until tomorrow.
Mr. President,
Senator Carr.
and before I make that motion, I would like to, on your behalf, the Pohnpei delegation, invite everybody to AEA Hideaway or AEA Getaway in Pahrek for an evening reception hosted by the Speaker of the Pohnpei Legislature. And I also invite our good Director of Finance to also join us, and everybody who is here in this room. There will be a police car at the intersection where you turn off from the main road. With that, Mr. President, and I apologize, I move for recess and for us to reconvene tomorrow at 10.
All in favor of the motion to recess and reconvene tomorrow, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Motion carried. We have adjourned today and will reconvene tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
Way so